Hey guys, Ernie here and welcome to the Paleo Hiker MD channel. We are going to be taking a look at another stove today, but it's pretty exciting because it's one that's very different from any other one that we've looked at in the past. Stay tuned, we're going to check out the Willor propane camping stove. Thanks for watching, guys. Sometimes you see a design of something and you think, man, that just makes sense. And that's exactly what happened when I saw this stove on Amazon. I thought, this design has got to work. It just makes sense. Alright, here's the Willor propane camping stove. This case isn't the best. Seems to me like this zipper probably won't last long, but we'll get it out anyway. Here is our stove. It has these little legs at the bottom, which fold out. It's kind of nice. Nice and stable platform. The weight is 1.2 pounds, so it's pretty heavy. It's made out of aluminum and stainless steel. The burner says it's a 10,000 BTU burner, which is a pretty strong burner. Showed you guys the 4 feet for stability. The real bonus of this is this Lotus designed windscreen, so you can have excellent wind protection. You put your pot right on top there, and you can kind of close this in on the pot so that it's as protected as you can get it. Claims to boil 1 liter of water in 2 minutes. I don't know about that. They must have started with like 85-degree water, but nonetheless, we're going to see how long it takes to do 1 liter of water. We may just do 2 cups. I don't know. We'll see what happens here in a little bit. It does have a built-in piezo igniter right here, which is awesome, but it doesn't work, so if that's not awesome. I don't see where the piezo igniter is on here. I mean, I'll be honest with you guys. I don't see any spark. And I don't see where the end of the piezo igniter would be. I don't know if it's like inside here. I'd like to try to take it apart and figure it out, but I don't know. Better not mess around with it too much. That seems to be tightening, so maybe that's a good thing. I don't know. We'll try it again, but I've had a hard time. The very first time that I used this, the piezo igniter worked. The second time that I used it, the piezo igniter worked. The third time, it didn't. And in fact, well, no, that can't be it. Anyway, it doesn't work. It uses standard isobutane canisters, but here's the deal, guys. $19.95. $19.95. Don't say that I never review budget gear, because this is budget gear. Let me show you guys what this flame pattern looks like at night so you get a very good look at it. Then we're going to boil some water. I like this stove. I like the way it looks. It does not have the best control. You can see it's very low there and it's already wanting to try to kind of go out. That's pretty good right there. I think that's a pretty good simmer. And it's also a fairly wide flame, so it'll hit a lot of the pot. You can see the stainless steel all around it, which is where the heat will reflect up, and then turning it up, it doesn't go super high. That's about as high as it'll go. But we'll see in a little bit when we boil some water just how effective it is. It is definitely a bummer that the piezo igniter doesn't work. I'm going to look into it here in a little bit, see if I can get it to work. It might just be one of those things where it's just a little bit off or something. I don't even see it right now. I'll investigate and get back to you guys whenever we do our boil test. Okay, here we are with the Willor propane stove. Let's see how long it takes here. And we have measured the fuel. So I'll tell you at the end here how much fuel it took. Here we go. It's not the loudest, which is actually very, very nice. Now, I don't know if it's very strong. We're going to find out pretty soon here. We can kind of move this up a little bit like that, just so that we can get the best fuel consumption we can and the heat transfer. You can see how good it is. It's very close. I wouldn't tuck it all the way up against where you might even melt some of the steel because it's very thin gauge, but we'll put it all the way up against it, see what we get. All right, it's boiling. It is definitely boiling. 3 minutes, 48 seconds. 3:48, pretty good time considering the fact that this burner doesn't seem to be the strongest in the world. So 3:48. Okay, so just looked at it. So 3 minutes, 48 seconds, and it actually used a very respectable 9 grams of fuel, which is right in line with a typical canister stove. A lot of these remote canister stoves have similar boil times to a smaller canister stove, but they use up more fuel. This one doesn't. Very nice, 9 grams. Pretty good deal for the Willor. I'll tell you one thing that does impress me about this stove. No matter how many times I've used it, it looks brand new. There's no change in coloration, there's nothing. I've probably boiled on it 10 times. Looks brand new. Pretty cool. But the piezo igniter still doesn't work. Now this stove has really good reviews on Amazon. Now that doesn't always mean everything, but they seem legit. If you go through and you read them, they seem like legit reviews. Let's talk a little bit about pros and cons. First, the pros. It is a very well-priced product. I mean, for what you're getting, it's pretty cheap. Quality isn't perfect, but for what you're paying for it, it's very acceptable. Now, it does have a built-in piezo igniter. Mine just doesn't seem to work. Now, I'm going to keep tinkering with it, see if I can fix it, but obviously it should work. So, it's a pro that it comes with it. I guess we'll add it to the cons that it doesn't work very good. It has very sturdy pot supports and a very sturdy base. Even though the quality of the construction feels a little bit, at least it's very sturdy. And from the standpoint of the power you get out of it, it is very lightweight. Now, as far as the cons go, we're going to start with a very annoying thing. It had that blue kind of cling film on all of the little Lotus design, so it took, I don't know, 15 minutes just to pull it all off. And there's probably still some on there. I mean, you might have seen some on the video, but that's pretty much a pain. If you're gonna sell something like this, I know that the stainless steel may have the protective covering, but pull it off. The carrying cases are a big deal to me. It's cheap feeling. I don't think it's gonna last very long. The zipper is very poor quality, and overall, like I said, the quality of the product feels a little bit, well, we'll just say it leaves a little bit to be desired. Once again though, you're paying hardly anything for this thing. Lastly, wider pots do minimize the effectiveness of the windscreen because of course it's open all the way up and it can't really come around the sides of the pot if it's too big. But as long as you keep your pot sizes to the kind of right dimensions, I think it'll work fine. So what do I think about this burner? Well, first off, guys, did I mention that it's 20 bucks? $20. The Lotus design just makes sense. A lot of people will use like those collapsible Lotus strainers just out in the field, and it works very well because you can bring it up around the outside of your pot or the flame and it protects it from the wind. This design also has to reflect heat back up onto the pot. The pot is getting heat from the flame source itself, and then the flame is also reflecting straight off of the stainless steel. Has to improve heat transfer and the overall heat that's getting to the pot. Now, there's nothing small about it. It's not going to make it into anybody's backpack anytime soon, but it's great to keep at home, especially for emergencies. If you're just getting into being prepared or getting ready for emergencies, or you've had a recent battle like we have with multiple hurricanes or ice storms, and you want to try to put something around the house to help you be prepared, but you don't have a big budget, something like this is perfect. You get yourself a $20 stove, 2 or 3 big cans of isobutane from Walmart. You know, the big Coleman ones, they cost I think $7. So you get, let's say, 3 of those for 20 bucks, and you get this thing for 20 bucks, so about $40. You can cook for your family as long as you have a pot that'll fit on this thing, which most people will, for about 40 bucks, and that should last you at least a week. From there, you just buy more fuel and you can keep this thing going indefinitely as long as you need it. It's also very small footprint. Now, it's not a small footprint or lightweight for your backpack, but if you're storing it at home, it will work very well, and it's very small. It's a unique design. I'm glad to add it to my collection. I'm not just interested in high dollar, super high quality stoves. I want to check out the cheaper, less quality stoves to see how they work, because they also are more available to you guys out there who don't have as much money to spend. You're just looking to get into this. You want to either get something for car camping or, like I said, for an emergency. This is a great option if you don't have a lot of money to spend. Not sure if you guys are aware, but I have an entire playlist on stoves. Make sure you check it out down below and up in the cards. Do me a favor, guys, if you like the video, if you want to see me do more videos on budget tight stoves, hit that thumbs up down below. It lets me know that you like this type of video, and it helps me plan further videos in the future. If you're not subscribed, make sure you hit the subscription button, and if you want to make sure you're notified when I release new videos, hit that notification bell and you will be the first to know. It has been a crazy month at work. I had about 100 patients canceled because of our ice storm. We had to close the office for an entire week because we had 2 inches of ice on our parking lot for the entire week. We're not made for that in Louisiana. Nobody got out. I had to get out to the hospital, but I made sure and got home as quickly as I could. I spent 3 years in Western Massachusetts training and these were by far the worst roads I've ever driven on. I hope you guys are enjoying the start of warmer weather. I am for sure. As always, guys, I appreciate you checking out the Paleo Hiker MD channel. Stay tuned for more videos soon.